The God of Gaps is a term used in theological and philosophical discussions to describe a viewpoint where gaps in scientific knowledge are attributed to divine action or the existence of a deity. The phrase is generally used pejoratively to critique religious explanations that invoke God to fill in the lacunae of our understanding, often in the realms of cosmology, biology, or other scientific disciplines. This video aims to explore the God of Gaps argument from a philosophical perspective, considering its implications for both religious belief and scientific inquiry. The God of Gaps argument has been around in some form for centuries, but it gained prominence with the rise of the scientific method and the demystification of natural phenomena. As scientific knowledge expanded, many previously unexplained phenomena, like diseases, weather patterns, and celestial movements, became better understood without the need to invoke a supernatural agent. The areas where a deity was deemed responsible started to shrink, leading some to critique the God of Gaps as a form of theological retreat in the face of scientific advancement. One of the primary criticisms against the God of Gaps argument is that it leads to what is known as a science stopper. By invoking divine action as an explanation for unknown phenomena, proponents are accused of stifling inquiry and limiting the pursuit of knowledge. The argument is seen as an epistemological cop-out, an easy way to avoid the more challenging work of investigation and understanding. From a philosophical standpoint, relying on divine explanations for gaps in human knowledge can also be seen as a weak form of theism that only survives by clinging to the unknown. It sets up a precarious situation where faith could be undermined by new scientific discoveries. The God of Gaps also raises ontological questions about the nature and role of God. If God only exists in the gaps of our understanding, then God becomes an ever-receding pocket of mystery that shrinks with every scientific discovery. This could either lead to a domesticated view of God, one confined to ever-narrowing domains, or could provoke a theological crisis where the concept of God loses its explanatory and experiential power. Some defenders of theistic views argue that the critique of the God of Gaps is in itself based on a misunderstanding of both theology and science. They claim that a mature understanding of God is not contingent on the gaps in scientific knowledge, but is based on a holistic interpretation of existence, morality, and human experience. Moreover, some philosophers and theologians argue that science and religion answer different kinds of questions. Science deals with the how, and religion with the why. From this perspective, using God to fill in gaps in scientific understanding is not necessarily a weakness, but could be seen as a recognition of the limits of scientific inquiry. The God of Gaps serves as an intriguing interface between science and religion, offering valuable lessons for both fields. From a philosophical perspective, it raises important epistemological and ontological questions that challenge our understanding of knowledge, explanation, and the divine. While often criticized for its perceived intellectual laziness and theological shallowness, the concept also prompts us to consider the limits and capabilities of both scientific and religious explanations, inviting a more nuanced dialogue between these two powerful domains of human thought.